Hey everyone, welcome back to Catching Up with the Walkers. Thank you so much for stopping by today. We really appreciate you starting your day off with us, and hopefully you've got your favorite cup of coffee or maybe some hot tea, or maybe you just don't like coffee in general and you're drinking chocolate milk like Meetassie drinks all the time.
Yeah, whatever floats your boat, but I gotta have some coffee in the mornings.
So you guys haven't caught up with us in a little while because we haven't posted on here, and I think that's kind of the way that we want this channel to be, is when we have something to catch up on, that's when we really want to catch up with you guys, because this format, if you don't have something to catch up on, we really don't have that much to say. No, if a topic...
I mean, you could talk all day long. I mean, it's really hard for me to talk.
Yeah, Cassie has a really hard time. She proved that this last weekend, which we'll get into in a minute. She has a really hard time talking to people, especially if you're a stranger. She's just not very approachable, and she can't really just walk up and start talking to... Oh, wait, never mind. She can talk to anybody, and she proved that this weekend. So, no, Cassie has lots of talents. One of her strong points, though, is the ability to talk to people that she just met.
Hey, Mrs. Dutch put it really nice at the Sulphur meetup. She was like, "Hey Cassie, can you use your teacher's voice to gather up all the kids and take a picture?" I said,
"Hey everybody."
That was a really nice way to say, "Hey loudmouth, can you yell at everybody?"
Well, if the shoe fits.
Chad said something about it Saturday. I yelled for the kids to come here, but Brandy or Dutch or somebody yelled first, and then I was like, "Hey!" I said something, and Chad was like, "Cassie's teacher voice."
Yeah, she knows how to use it and how to use it appropriately most of the time. So that's mainly what we wanted to start off with today, is catching up on what was going on this last week, and mainly get straight to what happened this weekend. So we had the opportunity to go to state over and cross one more state off of our list. So we've done Alaska and now Missouri, but we stayed.
We go to Missouri a lot.
We stayed the night, and we went to a local attraction there. And Cassie and I talked about it. One of the third things that needs to be a majority of our family, which there was 3 of us out of 5, so majority ruled. And so we crossed another state off our list of 50 states in 5 years. We've done now Alaska and Missouri.
We got to get a map or something.
I've been looking on Amazon at the right map. I'd like to get a really big one to show the kids, like,
Yeah.
But I want to find the right map, but you're right.
I know, but I really like my friend's map that she got, that they're doing a cooking challenge with states, and she scratches them off. I like that.
Okay.
Like I think they're all gold, and then when they scratch it, they turn different colors or something.
Yeah. So we'll check into that.
The kids just really like scratching them off.
We'll check into that and do that, because we have some more states coming up in October. We'll be going to New Mexico and Arizona and Texas for the first time. We'll probably
North Texas, Panhandle, Texas. We haven't decided.
Stop. As Meetassie would say, stop.
My Texas people, you know what I'm talking about.
We are going to knock 3 states off the list, but we'll probably be going back to Texas. I know I want to go to San Antonio. We want to go down maybe even as far as Galveston at some point. So we'll knock Texas off probably 2 or 3 times of that list.
And a lot of you were saying over on Walker Farm Fam that you wished you would have known that we were in the area over the weekend, so you could have came and met us. So hopefully in the future, when we're going to go do like those type of things, like that was a homesteading conference. It wasn't like, hey, we're going on family vacation type thing. But hopefully we can let you guys know in the future when we're going to be doing that stuff. So if you would, 1, want to meet us, which you may or may not, but 2, maybe it's you're wanting to get into homesteading, or you are in homesteading and it's something that you would like. I don't know how many years they've been doing this, but they had done it, and then that one thing happened and they weren't able to, and now they're trying to start it back up and do it every year. And we were in Marshfield. Was that the name of the town?
Yes.
30 minutes from Springfield.
And I don't think, did we ever say the name of it? So the Missouri Homesteaders Expo?
The Ozark Homestead Expo.
Ozark's Homestead Expo. So that was the official name of it. We went to Marshfield for the entire day Saturday.
Yep.
And they actually had the conference for Friday and Saturday. But we just were able to make it that one day because we had to work and stuff. We had a lot of stuff going on around the farm. But we really did enjoy the one day we got to go.
Yeah, it was really neat. I mean, I enjoyed the classes that we set in on. We got to listen to one about solar energy and different things like that. And then we got to listen to VW Family Farms about how they do their rotational grazing and how they run their operation. If you don't follow them, you should head over and check them out. They're a cattle operation like us. Amazing family. Then we got to meet them afterwards and talk to them for a little bit. So the classes were good. The vendors were good. But just talking to people was great. So, I mean, yes, I like to talk. I was born talking, I think. But I just really enjoy that kind of stuff. So the learning was good, the vendors were good, but meeting people, we met some of y'all, we met some other channels. We got to hang out with some friends that we've known forever. So that was always fun. Ranger found a creek.
The kids automatically were drawn to water, of course, just like they always are. And I think the kids all had a great time.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed visiting and meeting with people as well. Probably not as much as Cassie did. So I'll tell you a little more about the session that I went to, or a couple different sessions that kind of stood out to me. So one of them was over solar power. And I've been interested in getting solar here at the house for quite a while. And so it really helped setting in an environment with other people like-minded that also have goals of, going off the grid to some degree. We still want to be connected to the grid as a backup source, but we would like the majority or all of our power to be produced someday to be self-sufficient. So we got to listen to other people's questions, and that really helped a lot because they were asking things that I never thought about. And we got to hear somebody that has been in the solar space for probably 20 plus years.
He said before it was cool, he was doing it.
Yeah, he was actually taught it as a professor at a university, and he had a lot of previous knowledge of technology and how it's came along. And so he was able to share the ins and outs of having a battery backup, first of all, having not a battery backup if you just want to do straight solar to your home, and then what you can run off of that. And sometimes it's not as important as much about the total amount of things being ran in your house, but what do you really have to run? Like, do you have to have your clothes dryer, or do you have to have your air conditioner? No.
Yes.
No, you don't have
Yes.
to all the time.
Not in the winter.
But being able to sustain and be self-sufficient as far as running the majority of your house off of that would be better than not at all. So the pros and cons, we went all through that. I learned that I think 800 kilowatt hours is about what we would need. So I've kind of got a number there. I was able to actually meet with him afterwards. He also does golf carts, which are pretty cool. So he does solar powered golf carts. But I was able to meet with him, and I showed him our electric usage throughout the year, and we kind of sized up what a system would take for us. So now I got to keep doing a little more research into the cost and how much we would have to save up to install that, because I don't want to finance it. I'm not going to go out and pay interest for solar panels on my home.
To save an energy bill, you're not going to finance it?
Yeah, no, that's what they want people to do, though. That's the big thing right now as far as the industry. They're trying to finance solar panels because their big thing is no cost to you. So let's finance them for 30 years or 20 years, and then you'll realize that return, and you'll just pay the same amount as your electric bill. So anyway, that's
like a horrible idea.
Well, that's their goal. That's what they're selling people. So I enjoyed that a lot, and I got a lot out of it. And like I said, lots of people had other questions that I never would have thought up. So just that alone, I think, was worth my time of going and listening. I also got to peek in on the beekeepers. I didn't take a lot from that because that's not in the next 3-year future, maybe a 5-year thing. So I got to listen a little bit about beekeepers and some of the vendors. You liked a few of them, right?
Yeah, I like the street taco vendor.
Oh yeah, the food vendor, of course.
Some really good street tacos.
They had a really cool chicken tractor.
Yes, I can't remember what it was called, but it was aluminum. If you watch our Walker Farm Fam video, you see it. It was aluminum, and then it had what's that called?
It had wheels, of course.
Well, but the top was canvas. Yeah, it had a canvas top. What I liked about it is me and Ranger and Hadley and Hope were walking around at this point, and they saw them, and they automatically run over there to see if they could pick it up. And Hadley was like, "Whoa!" because she expected it to be heavy, and she like really. And Hope was able to pick it up. Ranger, they moved it a little bit. Super lightweight and very well put together. Not something we're looking for right now, but pretty cool if we decide to do something like that in the future.
My only thing on that was the rails on it. There wasn't really any kind of predator apron. So my only question would be, how many times are you going to have raccoons or something dig in? Now, putting it in like a pen with Xena, that would be awesome, because Xena could protect from those types of animals, and then the chickens would be pretty safe.
Yeah.
But other vendors that I was also interested in, we saw these people that had a huge furnace. I mean, this furnace was like the size of like half of your bathroom, and it burned a round bale of hay. And so I asked the guy how many.
Well, it depends on what size your bathroom is, because it was as big as Ranger's bathroom.
I'm saying, so like it was like 6 by 7, like 6 foot by 7 foot. So I asked the guy, how many bales of hay does it take, round bales, big 800,000 pound round bales, does it take a day to operate the furnace? And he said, 1 or 2. And I was like, 1 or 2? I was thinking, this one hay bale maybe could run for a week, you know, or something. I thought it would be like a real slow burn. Did
you ever figure out what the draw to that was?
So his thing was, if you're going to heat really big spaces, that this is whenever this would be beneficial. And so, like, I guess if you had a 10,000 square foot milk barn, or maybe.
But you're throwing a $35 hay bale in there.
25 to 35. Now, if you live, now we have lots of wood where we live. We have the options of going and cutting our own firewood, and it's very, very resourceful for us.
Because it's free.
And it's something that we can use. But if you're living out in a prairie, out in western Oklahoma, where all you have, maybe you have 3,000 acres of hayfield.
Maybe you do your own hay.
Yeah.
So.
And if you have an abundance of hay in a large space, and he did say that you can do smaller sizes, so you could put like square bales in them. But for us, we'll stick to wood. But stuff like that you just
we
never
actually
see.
Saw our fireplace guy.
Yeah, the New Air fireplace people were there. They're also making teardrop trailers, and they're making trailers that are like pizza ovens built in on the back that are for like professional tailgaters that are like going to the big games every week.
It had pizza ovens, but like barbecue pits too, right?
Yes, and it was just a really cool thing. I got to talk to him a little bit. I had a couple questions about our fireplace to follow up. And
probably the best vendor was that fry equipment. Is that what it's called? He had the rabbit cages and all that stuff. He also did a thing over processing rabbits. But we bought a cage from him for our meat pen for the rabbit show. So I was looking at some of his stuff online. I really liked stuff that he had, so I was looking at it for chicken cages.
Like we need more chicken cages?
Anyway, it was really cool. We had a lot of fun, and I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, so that was a good time. Lots of good vendors, lots of good presentations, probably even more because we missed a whole day of it that we didn't get to see. But when you're there, you're with your people. Like, these are homesteading people, and some of these people.
I felt like I wasn't a very good homesteader.
Some of these
some of those people were a little more legit than me.
Some of these people make Cassie and myself feel a little inferior.
We're farmers.
It's like, no, those are Northeast Oklahoma farmers. They're not homesteaders. No, homesteading is a very broad definition, and you saw that from the attendance. You saw a very broad spectrum of people that are all the way. I mean, just from the solar, I mean, they would raise their hands. How many people here want to go 100% completely off grid? 50%. Yeah. How many people want to stay connected to the grid but be more self-sufficient by using solar? 50%. So I mean, there was a good mix of people that are 100% bought in, living off the land, cutting the cord, no power grid, nothing.
Who eats McDonald's almost weekly? That wasn't a question.
Oh, Cassie would love to grow her own food if it involved a McChicken.
So like we said, it was an awesome weekend. We really enjoyed it. So the next thing I want to tell you guys about is, possibly you've already heard about this, but over on a channel called Little Southern Brothers, they have felt led to do a, what's it called? Like a
donation drive or a fundraiser?
Yeah, fundraiser. That's the word I was looking for St. Jude. So just about everyone is familiar with St. Jude's and what they do and how big of a blessing that is to so many families. So they have felt led to do a fundraiser on their channel. So we'll put up iCards, we'll put the description down below, we'll put it in the comments so that you can find a Little Southern Brothers channel, and you can go over there, click on any of their recent videos. There's a donate button. Everything that you donate goes straight to St. Jude's. YouTube takes none of that. And they have a goal of 10K. Last time I looked, it was a little over 3,000. I think it was about 3,400. They're doing this for 30 days, and I think they're about a week or so into it. So it's looking real promising. They just had that laid on their heart, and so we want to encourage you guys to go over there, donate whatever you feel led, whether it's $1, $5, or $500. It'll be truly appreciated.
Link in the description.
Link in the description.
There you go. So check that out. St. Jude's is always a great cause, no matter how you look at it, because of the work that they do.
Yes. So getting caught up.
Goats have been on our topic the last
I feel like the cows are getting neglected
in the channel. Well, the cows, here's the thing with the cows. This is like my last little coast with the cows, because they're still just eating grass. I still feed them grain once or twice a week, and they're good. But come wintertime, the cows get all the attention because they need hay every single day. So right now we're focusing on the goats. We've ran out of pasture, more or less, and I could say I've started because I've dug a hole, at least. I've started on the second goat pen, and that's underway. We're looking forward to getting some fall grass opened up for them with that second goat pen, and then we'll get the other pasture to rest a little bit. We're also going to be able to split them up, so I'll get to run my Kikos separate at one point soon, because then we'll start another goat pen. But eventually I want to be able to have a pasture resting. I want my Kikos in one, and then my other goats and alpacas in the other. And so that's the goal, and we're getting there.
Does that mean I can get another dog?
No, it doesn't. And because the alpacas will guard the regular goats.
We'll talk about it later.
And Xena will guard the Kiko goats.
Okay.
I've got it all figured out.
So, what else did we do?
What else happened with the goats? Do you remember?
We had our first baby!
So one of our goats that were already bred, that we got from our youth pastor Josh, he went to go start a new church in Siloam Springs. We got all his goats. One of them was already bred, maybe another one or two of them looked kind of big, and it had its very first baby while we were gone to the homesteading conference.
But the awesome thing is his daughter and his son came over to visit and see the goats, and she's the one that found it.
Yes.
So that was really cool.
They had been back over at our house since we took the goats.
Did we get them in May or June?
I don't know, but they hadn't been to our house since then.
No.
Maybe they came that week after we got them to say bye again or something. But they hadn't been over in a long time, and the day that she came over, little Maya, Maya is her name, she was the one that stumbled upon the goat, because I had her out there in the pen going through them all, telling me all their names.
She remembered all their names. And then when we came back towards the house, she goes, wait, I forgot one.
So she wanted to go back and tell us that one's name, which is awesome, because she loved those goats, and she loves Alvin and Alfred, and I'm so happy to be able to take her back here and show them the animals and that they're doing well.
Yeah.
And
the goat's mama's name was Gloria, she said.
Yeah. So Gloria had a little baby male goat little kid named
Gray in color, and they were calling it Gravy or Gray.
Yeah, they were calling it Gravy. Ranger said Gray's his name, but Gravy's its nickname. So I like Gravy. It's a fun name. It kind of fits it. It looks like kind of like, white gravy, so with a little bit of black pepper in it.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it with the goats, though. They're doing good, and I know a lot of people have been probably wondering about how that baby's doing. We went out today, and it's doing great. It actually walked up at feeding time and was in the barn. It didn't eat any grain, obviously, but it was up there with the rest of the goats.
So as always, we like to share prayer requests and different things with you guys. One of our awesome viewers, Robert Lee, he's been dealing with some blood pressure issues and stuff, and he's been asking for prayer. So if you guys, when you say your prayers, will remember Robert, and that God would touch his body and give him strength and health and the doctor's wisdom to get all that figured out. We would truly appreciate it, and I know he would. So Robert, please know that we are praying for you.
Also, the altruistic Homestead, continue to keep them in your prayers as they feed the hungry. They were able to pick up the reckless beef that got donated to them, and it was really cool to meet them, and I know that God's going to bless what they're doing. He already has. Yes. You know, I've seen they've
already had reckless lasagna.
They've had reckless lasagna. They'll probably have reckless spaghetti at some point. No, they're hopefully that beef will be blessing a lot of hungry people, and that does our hearts happy to know that it's being a blessing to others.
Yeah, and thank you so much to Mays County Processing for waiving the processing fee on that half of beef. Just so many people being a part of this to bless others is just truly amazing.
Absolutely. And one other prayer request is to keep the families of the fallen soldiers in your prayers. So whatever's going on over there, whenever we have those in the armed forces that pass, please remember their families and their fellow soldiers that lost their friends. Keep them in your prayers. We know that they're going to need it as they continue through the next months of struggling to not have their loved ones with them.
Yes. So if you have something that you would like for us to pray about, just drop it down in the comments. You guys are so awesome to go down there and read those and encourage each other and pray for each other, and we truly appreciate that. We hope that you guys are having great weeks and blessed days. We thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are the best subscribers and viewers out there. We truly appreciate it, and we can't say that enough. We hope you guys have a great day, and God bless.
We'll see you next time.